my fucking tomato plants got broken. I was pissed.
Well, you know what pissed me off, and I'm just gonna say it right now before the show begins. Okay, is Nick, like, next time you want to pull this shit of like moving the day, like from Wednesday to Thursday, like just get on board, like right from the get go. Like just tell me right up front, because none of this bullshit like messages back. I don't know what's going on, and you expect me? Okay, fuck it. Let's just go.
Look, I'll do what I want to do. Damn it! So like, don't you try to bully me? What the hell? If I want to record on Thursday versus Wednesday, damn it, that's my call. Oh, we're recording.
Jack's like, what the fuck?
You better have a goddamn song.
I don't, because I just said fuck it.
What?
I was listening the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. You were trying to pull a fast one on Jack.
That's okay. I heard the whole thing about the downpour, and but it's okay.
We couldn't pull a fast one on Jack. Okay, well.
As far as your acting goes, Matt, I give it like a D-.
Okay. I'm not gonna make Breaking Bad material here. Right.
Yeah.
Well, next week.
Maybe Breaking Win.
What sucks is you had your earbuds in even though you were away the whole time. So we were kind of planning, and I thought, oh, he's not gonna know. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit record. For those of you that have joined us,
Hello.
Oh, welcome to the Ramblecast.
Welcome.
And, I see Chris is in Amsterdam again.
The red light district. Or I could go with the regular soft white.
I like that. It matches Jack's Colts.
Have any of y'all ever been to the red light district in Amsterdam?
No, never
I've
been.
not. No.
You can go like T-Mobile Magenta. Blue.
See, that's the Go Colts. Go Colts blue.
Fuck the Colts.
Suck Patriots.
Dude, there's no way we're gonna have an NFL season this year.
No, because they're gonna play like this.
No.
So
check this shit out. I have something I just read minutes before actually coming down here. And
well, probably because you didn't have internet, so you didn't have reading.
I got it today.
Sleeping material.
Oh, I did have listening material. That was great. I'm going to share a little bit about that in a minute too. But there is a woman. I don't even have the article up, so I'm probably going to misquote it. But you'll get the gist of it. So
I knew there was a
there's always a woman involved.
Yeah. So there was this woman at a school board meeting in Wolfsboro, New Hampshire. So if I do a quick
New Hampshire.
This woman has been made headlines, and I have a feeling that she's going to have some really tough reviews coming her way. But so this woman at a New Hampshire school meeting, I believe the meeting was yesterday or today. I'm assuming it was yesterday. Maybe it was this evening. I don't quite know. But she got up in front of.
You should be on the news.
Yeah, it's so riveting, so upbeat. It's like,
fuck you guys.
The NPR.
This is what I call stalling, so I can bring up the goddamn things on to misquote people. So anyway, all right, can you guys just shut the fuck up for 2 seconds so I can read the goddamn story? So she's up in front of the entire school board, and it's a televised meeting. And she said, in New Hampshire, the coronavirus death rate for people ages 0 to 29 is between 0 and 0.2%. And then she said, at 0.3%, 2 children in the district could die if a total of 212 became sick. The numbers show this. She goes, are we willing to disrupt the lives of 2,800 some odd people to save 2 children?
Wow.
She said that in front of a camera that was recording live this school board meeting. I can't fucking believe that happened. I am blown away. She goes, I know it's not nice to talk about death, and we don't want any kids to die, but we're talking about potentially 2 children that could die in this district, and you're going to disrupt the lives of 2,398 children and their families, so potentially 2 kids could be saved? Question mark?
What if it's her kid?
If I was on that school board, I would have stopped her and said, "Okay, can I get a show of hands, everybody here at the school board meeting, of who's willing to have their kid be one of the two that's going to die?"
Right.
Well,
like what a fucking C-bomb! Like, but this woman sucks.
If her child was the one that died, she'd sue the school district.
Of course, but here's the thing. Like, I know we have some fairly, well-educated people who listen to our show, and I think people understand and realize.
I haven't met one yet.
Okay. So, but my point is this: is that any fucking logical adult, first of all, says, yes, we shut down a school to save the lives of 2 people, no question.
Yeah.
Right. And secondly, you do realize that it's not just the kids that are impacted by this. It's the entire fucking community, because these kids are bringing this shit home.
Well, the teachers
are exposed to it. The families are exposed to it.
Right.
The great-grandfather who's living upstairs in the attic, they can't come down the stairs because he got his hip replaced 15 years ago. He's going to fucking get it.
Why is he in the attic, though?
I don't know. I just made this shit up.
That's what Matt's building one for.
There you go.
Attic people.
This woman had the fucking audacity and idiocy to do this.
I'm not one of the intelligent people out there, but I wouldn't even want 2 kids getting sick with the coronavirus, let alone dying.
No, I'm with you 100%. But and there's people who are arguing in the comment section of this article saying, well, the second a school bus crashes, are you going to cancel school? No, asshole.
I will say this, though. School buses should be required to have seatbelts.
100%.
No. Well, the reason why school buses don't have seatbelts is because because kids are different sizes from the age that they start riding school buses to all the way to high school. So that's why the benches are so big, is to take the impact of that. Like, the only way that you're going to get hurt on a school bus is if it rolls. So it's
interesting.
Yeah,
I had seatbelts on one of my school buses.
Would a seatbelt help for the rolling factor?
Yeah, but the odds of it rolling are probably very small. But you're right.
There you go.
But that's the reason why there aren't seatbelts on school buses, though. Is because they would hurt you at different ages.
We should also teach kids when they get off the school bus to look both ways and not just run out of the street.
Yeah. How well do kids learn?
Well, I'm saying, because you see all the kids getting off the school bus like this.
Right.
And they walk right to the street, and because they think, okay, I'm protected because it's flashing red lights and the driver's supposed to stop. How many times, unfortunately, does the driver, because the driver is doing this, and they kill the kid.
He's doing a side jerk,
sideways hand jobs. Is that what you're talking about there?
Yeah.
But the crazy thing, so this woman's name is on public record. Her name is all over the article. Within 3 minutes, of course I did. I researched who this person was, and she's the sole proprietor of a hearing aid place in Wolfsboro, New Hampshire, to which already has negative reviews on both Yelp and Facebook due to her comments made at the school board.
Oh, sure.
Why don't I go? I just don't understand. That was a plan. We planned it. It wasn't just something emotional where you're talking to someone and you also, well, it's only 2 kids. It's like she went in there to make the speech, and not thinking, okay, how is this going to be received?
She had her numbers all set. She was reciting. There's a video of her doing it. There's she's reciting it from her phone. Like, she wrote these fucking notes down. Yeah, and she premeditated the conversation.
Premeditated the action of saying multiple times. It's okay. Like not once, but multiple times. Maybe was there a tipping point for her where she was just like, I don't know, 5 kids is too many. 2 kids. That's it. I'm willing to allow 2 kids.
She must not have
too many.
She must not have the internet and know what happens because when people say something emotionally stupid, they're labeled for life. But when you plan something,
right? Now, to Chris's point, though, we also have a thing that's been going on in the country for a long time, where we've just allowed our children to go into harm's way, which is guns in schools and school shootings. It's like, how do you
there hasn't been one since we shut everything down. And
hey, silver linings.
Well, but I did suggest that I think a year ago, saying we should have virtual school. This was before the pandemic. I said,
well,
there's some places you can't. I mean, because like schools in California, they're not in buildings up like this. They're like spread over acres. So there's no way to keep them psycho other than taking all the guns away.
Or planting landmines like around the.
Yeah, that would work.
But the argument against
it's like Logan's Run. The kids are like, is it going to hit it?
Run!
I wouldn't be opposed to a lot more virtual learning, but the argument.
I was really worried. I was like, choose your next words.
Oh.
No, two kids running the
argument. The argument.
No, really.
Oh, two. Yeah, no, like three kids. Like, that's where I draw the line. No, it's because the argument against all that is that the true value of learning in a school is that you see a diversity of kids, a diversity of ethnic groups, of religions, of all that, and that's what really helps shape us as young adults or as children. Is because you see that it's just not all about you. And you don't get that from looking at a computer screen and have to look at your three ugly mugs all the time.
And I agree with
fair point.
But
especially the last part.
At what point do we just take a reality check and say, okay, this is how shit needs to be until we get a vaccine distributed to everybody? We just need to push through this, whatever they need to pass. Like, let's just get on track so that we can get through this shit, because it's just. The longer it goes on, the more you're just kind of like, okay, it's like a wildfire of virus, right?
Dude. Yeah, in Massachusetts, which was on a great track for a while, is starting to get fucked again, right? So we're going right back up. Granted, it's not like these dramatic growths, but it is a steady incline of positive tests, which is great because you have. Positive tests show that widespread testing,
and positive is a happy number.
But the infection rates are going up. The infection rates are going up, but the positive tests show two things, right? They show the number of test people, but it also shows the testing capabilities of each state and municipality. So an increase in positive tests is kind of like a double-edged sword. But the deaths per 100,000, the infection rates are all going straight up in Massachusetts. And I'll be honest with you, and this is, I have been mortified thinking about, and I mentioned this on the podcast last week, I think it was, or whenever it was, been mortified thinking about what my kids are going to have to do this fall. Mm-hmm. And willing to lose it all if I have to keep my kids safe. Fuck it. Like, I don't give a shit about anything other than the safety of my family, and of course, and in turn, by nature, the safety of my community. And I'm very happy to say that the school board here in Franklin, Mass, has decided that we will be remote at the start of the school year, probably for the first half of the year, most likely, and with the opening up to review it at the end of the first term, semester, or whatever the hell they call it in schools these days. I don't even know. To see where it's going to be. And I'm just grateful that there are some people who are thinking about this in the sense of, like, it's not just a small percentage of kids. Yeah, yes, that's a number. That's a real number. And the school population in my town is like 10 times as large as the one that stupid bitch in Wolfsboro, New Hampshire is a part of. So the numbers are even greatly, inflated from there. But the thing that is for me is it's not just about the kids. It's about how that shit spreads.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing.
It's fucking crazy. What are you laughing at?
I just read the private chats.
I thought you were looking at Sherry was commenting about. So that's what I thought.
Fucking asshole. Jesus, bro.
By the way, this is true with any time any of us decides to take a speech that is longer than 2 minutes. One of us is like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going. It's something I've been it's literally been my number one stressor in my life for the last month and 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is.
It is a stressor for sure. And my wife at the very last, basically, week before school started, she was able to get an online teaching job at the school. So she's the online teacher for that grade, which keeps her out of the classroom. And I think that keeps her stress level a lot more manageable. And surprise, they were going to stick her with the shittiest kid again for the third year in a row. It's like, oh, well, you're always good with those kids. That's because you always give them to her. So she was able to kind of dodge a bullet. And then what the thoughts?
Sorry. I've got live breaking news for my family once again. So my wife just texted me that her school committee, the school that she works for, has just unanimously voted to start remote as well.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That's incredible. It's because childcare would be impossible if it wasn't.
My daughter's a teacher, my oldest daughter, and they voted remotely, but she may have to go in because some of the parents are complaining, and she might have to teach some of the kids that have trouble learning online. I said, but that's stupid.
That's what I'm really curious about too, like how they're going to handle like kids that are from really poverty families who don't have a computer or a way to learn virtually. Like, I mean, do you send them paper things or what?
Well, and I know, to Nick's point, I don't know the answer, but I do know that many of the school districts are in the process of moving over to some type of tablet, working with different, so that they can send it home with the kids. The other part comes into play, like internet access and like trying to get them.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And having some type of a hub. But even if you're just limiting the exposure at that point, we really kind of
see in the spring when all this shit was hitting the fan. They didn't have a plan. I mean, nobody had a fucking plan, right? And it's understandable.
I don't know, but maybe we should have looked at what the Chinese did with masks and said, "Hey, I think they."
No question. There's no school district in the country.
They've been wearing
that had any idea of how to handle it, right? So, like every school system did it differently. Every school system, like my kids, my daughter actually, she was issued a Chromebook, which is awesome. Like our community is able to do that. Not every school system is able to do that, and you made a great point. Like internet access is a huge problem. So like there are different school districts where like kids who don't have access were given like a Verizon hotspot, right, to put it in their house so they can connect. And it's incredibly difficult. In the classroom settings back in the spring, we're all bullshit, right? So they're all getting together for like a fucking hour to talk about what they pasted on a piece of paper and called it a day. That was what schooling was for elementary kids. Right. They're taking a different approach for the fall, which is I'm relieved to see. In the classroom presence online is going to be more of a consistent, literally like 6 hours in front of your classmates. Obviously breaks, but it's going to be classrooms that are going to have. So are we picking Philip Rivers' nose?
That's and Han Solo's apparently.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. They're actually going to have legitimate live classes as opposed to like meetings in which they kind of like cover their shit. So it's going to be a lot different, which is good.
That is very true with what I've seen here on my end of the Franklin side of the state or country. Jack,
another problem you have is like my daughter teaches kids who have learning disabilities.
Right.
They need almost that one-on-one. And when the last time they had it, a lot of the kids were not going online. I mean, they had the access, they had everything, but literally were saying, screw it, I'm not going online. And the parents, a lot of them that didn't speak English, were like getting mad at her because they were considering nasty. She's like, I'm doing everything I can. I can't go to the house and make the kid. So the kids, and some of her better students were not going online, just saying, fuck it, I'm not going to do the work. So that's the problem. The parents have to be the dicks and say, no, you have to do the work, which used to happen. I mean, well, my parents tried, but there was other things involved in my life back then. So, but again, that's another. She was getting in trouble, not in trouble, but she would have to answer the principal. But what's the problem with you? And she'd be like, anyway. So that's another issue: is how do you get the kids to stay motivated I mean, these kids can't stay motivated in the school. How do you get motivated when they're just looking on the computer and going, I don't care?
Yeah.
And honestly, Jack, my reaction to that is I don't fucking care. I just don't want them to get sick.
I understand that, but I'm saying we're going to lose. I mean, I said this when this first started. You're going to have a whole generation that's just going to fall behind because they struggle anyway. And who can get, even your smart kids are like going, why am I doing this work? Because I don't have to be here.
Right.
So Chris Doran in the chat says, I feel bad for the parents that have to be essential workers and have younger children. What will those parents do? So that's absolutely a 100% valid question.
You drop them off to the grandparents because I got more kids.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be immensely difficult to manage this. And there's also there's a second conversation that pops up related to that question is that's what's happening right now. That's what needs to be happening right now in Congress with this fucking stimulus bill. Because if you look at every other goddamn country that's going through this, they have been supporting their communities and they've been supporting their constituents in a much grander scale. And I am not a fucking economist. I can't sit here and say I have the plan, but there has to be at least a fucking plan. Like there has to be something put in place to provide relief for the people of the country who need it. And we're awaiting to see what the fuck that's going to look like once the Congress and all these fucking politicians get their heads out of their asses. Hopefully they'll figure something out. I
think the stimulus package should be like 20 trillion into the Apple stock over the next 2 weeks.
Just so it can split 4 ways.
Yeah, for real.
4 ways or more than that. You know, that's this thing. Yeah. I'm just thinking of everybody. So.
Yeah, I've debated that as well. Like I felt that it should have been more like I didn't need a check. I didn't get one anyway, a stimulus check. But to me, it made more sense. If you got to get your unemployment if you got laid off. But it should have been more like if you need $5,000 to cover this month, it should have been a 0 interest loan or something like that equivalent. Like how much it takes for you to feed your family and survive. So go to this site, say, hey, I need $5,000 for the month of April 2020. You get the money, deposit directly in there, and then you don't have to pay it back for 10 years, or something. That to me made more sense because there's a lot of businesses out there, hell, even my little hometown, that are tractor companies or four-wheeler companies, whatever. They got hundreds of $1,000s to keep their employees employed, which is good, but they didn't need the loan. They're constantly making money. So it's why did you apply for it? It's because they had that loophole to do it.
Yep.
So it's just a waste of money, and it puts puts the taxpayer on the hook to pay all this shit back.
It's like that paper company in Indiana that uses dolphins.
Oh, the dolphins, yeah. They strap it on the back of the dolphin.
Not dolphin safe paper.
Yeah, it's not dolphin safe. Yeah. And then the paper's all soggy when you get it. You're like, what the hell? It's got these watermarks that are huge.
Since you guys,
those dolphins get caught in the those dolphins that get caught in the net that become paper. It's like.
Since you guys have decided
you kill Flipper
to do this kind of weird slam promotion,
you can't even say flip through the pages anymore. It's not PC.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I was just gonna say, why don't we take a commercial break?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least we remembered this week.
Oops.
Well, whose fault was that?
That was the producer who said, I'm not showing up.
You know what,
Matt?
We have a bone to pick with Matt.
Yeah.
If you guys recall.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because Jay was here for fucking 3 minutes and discovered and shared with us.
That was
Jack. It was Jack. Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to knock
anyone that makes a comment, you can put on our screen.
You can have the comments just pop up in the live stream, so we don't have to go back and forth.
Was that Jay? Oh.
That Jay did it. Yeah,
I thought that was you. Oh,
no! If you click on the comment, it's like say go on Chris Norman's comment.
See, look at that. We were like, whoa! Look at that happen.
But I knew that.
Boom! Bam!
I do that all the time, but it's
awesome.
Just okay. I did it last week. I clicked on it, and then how did you do that? I go, you just click on the comment.
Well, we've never seen it before. We're blown away.
Shit,
because you have look who you have as your producer, Mr. Mail It In, with his dolphin paper.
I don't know why you're.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why you're knocking. I mean, he can just say quit and let you do it every week.
I'll just say, you know what? Thin ice right now. Okay.
There was a good. Who won the verses last week?
We had a verse. Oh
chocolate
yeah,
chips.
that was chocolate chip. Yeah, it was grandma's homemade chocolate chip. That's right.
And I'm saying bullshit to the listeners. There's no way. Mary Jane cookies would have been the winner, but
everybody knows.
I don't want to put my name out there.
Yeah. Hey. I don't want to put Mary Jane in the government. Big Brother's watching. So
Howdy.
Now look. Okay, that was really sweet that you did that.
That was Nick's idea, by the way.
Whoever chose chocolate chips, I think you obviously won. So I assume that Chris chose the Mary Jane cookie.
Did you listen to the podcast, Matt?
Obviously, he didn't.
Yeah, it was 100% fabrication.
Sure. Yeah, you guys.
So speaking of listening to podcasts, I actually did listen. Not this one, but I did listen to a podcast.
I wouldn't listen.
I know I did. I listened last week's. It was shit.
So this was the savior for me during the last few days when we've had some serious issues with connectivity as well as electricity. But I was listening last week. I was listening to the Bill Burr's podcast, the Monday Morning Podcast with Bill Burr. And he did a promotion for.
He got out of that prison on the ship.
Does he promote our podcast?
Wow. And he did a promotion. This is like an inception of promotions here. So follow me for a second. So he promoted another podcast as part of his ad campaign, and it was a short story, like almost a radio drama podcast. And I was like, that sounds really interesting. And he described it as a combination, or at least his script described it as a combination between Succession and some other show that I wasn't aware of. But we all know Succession's a great show. So I started listening to it. So it's called Blood Ties, and it's available for free. You can download it. It's I forgot through what network it is, Wondery. I think the Wondery network or whatever. And it was a radio drama. It's fucking awesome. And I was able to download and stream a bunch of those episodes. That's what I did yesterday. It's got 2 seasons right now, but it stars Gillian
Welch,
the girl from Community.
Island?
Julian
Jacobs.
Julian.
And it is Gillian, by the way. She was interviewed. It's definitely Gillian. It was weird. I didn't. And Josh Gad, the 2 leads in the show.
Josh Gad.
Olaf.
Oh, the guy.
Frozen.
The guy from.
And he does all those.
Okay,
just the Zoom call thing with the reunion Zoom calls. It's fucking great. So I just want to recommend to you guys, if you're looking for something to listen to that's not us, check out Blood Ties. It's actually a really fucking cool story.
First listen to us.
Maybe it's just me. I don't think Chris should have the right to nominate things until he's watched Das Boot.
Well, to be fair, I could not in the last few days watch it. Physically couldn't do it.
It just all of a sudden 2 days I was gonna.
However, 2 days out of the last 2 years, I was just physically unable to do it. But check out Blood Ties. It's actually a really, really cool story. And the season 2, I think, is getting its. Hopefully tomorrow, I think it's getting a release of its last episode of the series. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was forced into listening to it, but I'm glad that it happened because it's actually a really cool story. Why? I couldn't do anything else other than listen to podcasts.
I speak movies that you have to watch, and I'm going to be on Ralph's Patreon podcast, and I'm going to be talking about Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Ooh,
it's a movie he's never seen.
Oh wow!
Also,
he's going to love that. Ralph's he loves soundtracks so much.
I know.
You've never seen it, Chris?
No.
We should have a podcast.
So I don't know about Matt. But Jack and I's favorite movie of all time is Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Let's do a watch party.
Yeah. Let's next week watch the movie and because we should do a thing though. Who between you and Colleen, who has seen the least amount of good television and movies?
Has to be Colleen.
I see a lot. I've also not seen a lot, but I have seen a lot.
Because like I said, I'm in my second season of Alias Smith and Jones, which is basically Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, and it just the second season gets a little more dramatic, a little more go to the darker side than the first season. But anyway.
Oh, what show?
Elliott Smith and Jones.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just finished season 2 of DuckTales.
The
new DuckTales.
Yeah. DuckTales. Does Tad Stone work on that one? The new one?
He was Darkwing Duck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now Darkwing does make an appearance. And
Oh, really?
yeah. It pulls in a lot of different stuff from Disney, like the Disney universe, I guess, in general. Like, this is not, I don't feel this is spoilers, but there's a funny moment where
if you spoil me on this one, I'm going to be pissed. But go ahead.
Where Donald is kind of been cast away, and he has made a melon. He's made a melon of. Are you done now?
That's actually one of the best. That's one of the best shitty Jack jokes I've heard in a long time. I was trying to think of something witty, but Jack beat me to it. That was actually pretty good.
All right.
My grandkids love them because I do a few of the Disney characters. But go ahead, Matt. Finish your story because I need to sleep.
I had just one sentence to say. That's all the fuck I needed to do. But no, go ahead. Try to do your lame ass imitation of Donald Duck. I think it's one of his cousins over here, from the other side of the tree. Anyway, picture Donald Duck cast away, alone on an island, and he has crafted a Mickey Mouse head out of melons. And he begins to do the voice of Mickey as though he's talking to him because he's a little crazy. He's been stuck on the island. And it's just this moment that happens that you're just like, it's a throwaway moment, but as an adult or just even a fan of everything.
I have a quick question, and it's a serious question. Does Donald Duck have teeth?
No, he's a duck.
Because, in Castaway, he had the bad tooth, and he took the figure skate and had to knock it. So did he knock out the tooth? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome, Kayla. Thanks for being tardy.
As usual.
Yeah, I had something else to do, like anything else, but I finally showed up.
I was too busy looking at photos of corgis.
Anyway,
dude, it's funny. So my fucking Facebook feed, which by the way is gonna fucking die soon. I'm getting really sick of this shit. I know I've been threatening it. I'm gonna do it soon.
I'm gonna quit my Facebook page.
But there are so many fucking corgis on my Facebook profile, like my timeline, because of Kayla.
Exactly. I just keep scrolling. It's just like fucking corgis everywhere.
Who's Corky?
Corgis.
Corgi.
It's a little dog from Japan. It has like a fluffy butt,
Nah, don't pay attention.
Yeah,
it's like party up front and party in the back.
Party in the back, yeah.
It's
like a fluffy wiener dog with really big ears.
They are cute. And
just follow Kayla. That's all you need.
Follow Kayla. Yeah, just friend Kayla.
I know my daughter Kayla was really young. We got a Cocker Spaniel, and she wanted a wiener dog, and she goes, and I guess lucky that was a dog kind of bit her one time, and she goes, I want a wiener dog, not a meaner dog.
Riveted.
Between the cock and the wiener, I know there's a dick joke.
Yeah. It was cute. So now you're bashing on a poor little kid. Great. Way to go, Matt.
Look,
go back to killing dolphins, okay?
I just want to underline the point that we were trying to make, that if you want to fall in love with corgis, follow Kayla on social.
Is there a way to unfollow Kayla?
If only.
Well, that's just mean, Jack.
That's like unfollowing a rainbow or a moonbeam.
Yeah, don't blow smoke up her ass.
And speaking of dolphins, because you keep mentioning it, I'm going to go ahead and share this as my
shred some paper, you inhumane son of a bitch.
Hey, it's his daughter, a dolphin.
Oh,
yeah.
I did say that was.
Sorry,
that was,
I didn't mean to throw son of a bitch as you're putting up a picture of your daughter.
You better take that back.
Is this a real photo? That's cool.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for that comment.
was that the prom?
What's what?
Is that the prom?
Yes, that was my daughter.
It's the father daughter dance. Yeah.
You know what she did? She leaned in, gave that dolphin a big hug. Where is that? Is like a SeaWorld type of place?
Yeah.
It is not a SeaWorld type of place.
And over, she goes,
"Yeah, dolphins in Indiana,
dude. You're gonna be paper soon.
You're gonna help my dad's business."
So what we're seeing here is actually we're seeing
advance for your life.
Yeah. So we're seeing an actual in the wild capture of Matt's daughter capturing the dolphin before they turn it into paper. It's nice.
You look at the dolphin; it looks like it's trying to get away.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Matt, I apologize
grab the
for
bat,
this.
grab the bat, son.
I would like to hear about your family adventure.
All right, I had a week off from this shit, so I feel like I'm psychologically, like I'm a little bit better to handle this. Anyway, so
Next versus, who's your favorite dead dolphin?
Jesus, what the hell?
The next one.
I was just gonna say like pick your favorite dolphin, but everybody will probably just go bobblenose with that. Okay, so
beluga. Wait, that's a whale.
Yeah, that's a whale. But you could go orca. Orca is as a technically a dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. People think that it's a whale. Anyway, so last time I was on the show, or between last time I was here, my sister, who just recently came into town from Washington, and I was paranoid the whole time that her husband was going to give me coronavirus.
Yeah, because he was the coronavirus brother-in-law. Right.
Yeah. Thanks. We'll see how that goes. Tune in the next couple of weeks and see how I progress. Anyway, that sister had given my daughter a 13-year-old birthday present, like kind of a special, like, hey, our local zoo has a thing where you can actually get in the water with the dolphins. They have several dolphins at the zoo. It was a neat experience, just because they got to do a lot of different things as far as like throw a thing, give a command, hug it. So, and just watching it from the you guys are laughing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I love what Randy wrote.
Oh, okay.
Larry Zonka.
Larry Zonka, greatest fullback of all time.
Except when he was off the Giants and they handed off when they should have just kneeled. Have you seen that play?
Fucking poor
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you said who's your favorite dolphin, and so Randy very nicely wrote Larry Zonka, and so it was Ray Finkel.
One hell of an All-American. I like Bob Greasy too. But...
Okay, finish your story, Matt.
I have nothing else to say.
I did see this. I did be honest with you. I did see it on Instagram. I did give it a heart.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for the heart.
Yeah. I don't think I did.
Was it a heart or was it a care?
It was a very unique experience. Cool to see.
I'd be honest with you. I was jealous. I never got to dance with a dolphin before it dies.
I mean, at one point they do get in like fully immersed in the water, and that's where they actually are able to kind of touch the dolphin and actually give the dolphin a hug, which was my daughter's favorite part, of course. So
it's just one of these things too, where the dolphin's like a star. It's like going, all right, no, let's go, kid. Let's get in here.
I gave that photo a like as well.
Oh, thanks.
That's special. I don't like shit.
Chris doesn't like anything.
I know. I feel like
he made a point on my Instagram feed to say, "Look, I liked your damn photo." I mean, and then so not only did he like it, he made a comment too. It's like a twofer.
Yeah,
If you get any response from Chris at all,
it's
an
amazing thing.
Oh, I respond. I respond in kind. But I just don't like shit on social media. I should like things more. I should participate.
Yeah, like sometimes I just get onto social media and I'm like, love, care, put that out in the world, boom. Maybe
I'll try like go like 15 or 6, 20, like. Yeah, I try.
It's like when the river was going down Jack's yard, I was liking the shit out of that,
Well, I do have some news on my yard. I'm not anyone to complain, but today was it today? No, yesterday. I walk outside, and my side yard, they're just digging it up.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And it was I think the gas company or electrical company. I don't know who it was. I just walk out there and I go, they got these giant, hoe digging out the thing, and just I go,
you hoe.
As I was dumping out the trash, I just looked. I went. My wife goes, "Did you say anything?" I go, "No, I don't want to be the next Karen." So I'm just like going, "So you're digging up my yard? You don't ask. You just dig up my fucking yard." And then they just left a pile of dirt and put all the grass that they dug up to the side. I go, "Oh, so we're just gonna leave that here?"
Yeah.
I go, "Okay, all right." So I went
to catch Matt up, because Matt was not here last week and he didn't listen to the podcast, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't.
A flood, massive flood came through Jack's road and went directly into the neighbor's garage.
right.
And Jay was recommending that Jack sued the developer.
Oh yeah. I remember hearing that part and being like,
They did build.
where I sensed it.
Some
You
bear-
sensed it, yes.
They did build some.
Give
barriers.
in to your anger.
Our poor neighbors though got the worst of it, but they are going to clean their garage is still a mess.
Oh, no doubt.
But if it weren't for myself and my older daughter taking the sandbags out of it would have been much worse, and we would have had it worse too. It was at least 1.5 feet deep. But what was I going to say?
You were going to say this is a great time for another commercial break.
That's right. We got to take two now, don't
We have to do 75 commercials. That's right. Yeah.
A crap ton,
No.
yeah.
Oh, man.
No one's listening to these podcasts now. Let's add 15 commercials.
41, 46.
Whew, man, these commercials give me a workout.
Come on.
Damn,
So,
man.
anyway, so that we had that big storm coming that knocked out Chris's. It was Isa. What was it called?
It wasn't ISIS.
Whatever it is, but I did learn that it's going to be put back in the rotation in 6 years because it wasn't a major storm. So
It's a tropical storm, yeah.
So why was it? Well, at one point it was a hurricane, but it wasn't a big hurricane. So they're going to put Isa,
yeah. Revenge of the Isa, yeah, or Return of the Isa, yeah.
They're going to put it in 6 years. It's going to come back again. But anyway, they're predicting 75-mile-an-hour winds. We were supposed to get like 5 inches of rain. I'm thinking, well, God, it's going to be a damn flood. I think we got an inch of rain, and I've had farts that had more wind coming out.
So how is it that we had more wind here than you guys did in North Carolina? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, some parts of North Carolina.
He's more inland than you are, Chris.
Got it.
Yeah, fair.
There were places in Raleigh that had trees and everything damaged. We literally, because I was up that night, and I was like going, they were saying the news, oh, this is the wind's crazy and everything. I'm like going, not here. And look, we maybe got an inch of rain.
Yeah, so the storm tracked a little bit west of me, so it went up like kind of like on the up through upstate New York and kind of like the western Massachusetts border. But we got fucking whipped with wind. We had hardly any rain.
Right side's always the worst side of the
the rain was minimal. So I think we had rain for maybe 45 minutes to an hour at best. But the wind fucked shit up. Like it was bad. It was the quickest storm I've ever we ever had.
But we've had thunderstorms that have, like I said, those the videos I posted on Instagram that Nick liked were.
Matt, are you high on this show?
He's been loopy since we hit go.
Yeah, dude.
You
okay?
Well, you heard him tell his dolphin story. How long did it take him to tell that story? We've had our thunderstorms are usually the worst, but this storm sucked. But the worst part was, I waited. I said, I'm going to take down my wife's wind chimes. She has all these wind chimes, and I took down hanging plants. I took down everything off, and it was not. So the next day, I just had to fucking put all that stuff up. But what's going to happen? One of these times, say, you know what? Nothing's going to happen. Anyway. But I didn't have another story about my wife, if that's okay.
Cool story, bro. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm laughing at my. Never mind. You guys go on without me.
He's in his own world right now.
Yep.
What?
Hey man, you do you, bro.
What do you drink?
You do you.
Matt's not in Indiana anymore.
No,
I love this. I love the fact that you get to show these comments, and so sometimes I just use other people's comments randomly. When you guys are talking, and so
God damn it! I wish you never fucking told him.
Keep using the same comments, so it's like a rerun already.
Yeah, long-suffering Colts fan, Jack.
Long suffering, man. He does look good in a Colts hat, doesn't he? Phil Rivers. Are you excited about it? Well, the season's not going to happen. You were talking about that lady. There was some guy with the NFL today came out and said, "Yeah, we fully expect at least 2 deaths from this season."
Hey, look. If it's 2, is it worth 2 deaths to have a good NFL season? I think so.
Well, I think Chris, as long as it's Tom Brady, I think he's okay with it.
Yeah, fuck Tom Brady.
I think it's the patriotic duty to sacrifice at least 2 players. The Patriots.
Could it be an owner? I'm not mentioning any. I'm not going to say the owner's name, but could it be an owner?
You watch your fucking mouth, Jack. Don't you dare! Don't.
Why would I? Why would that be my first choice for an owner to die?
Because you hate him.
Think about what. Hold on a second.
Okay. So if you're gonna pick 2 owners,
sorry, I was.
If you're gonna pick 2 owners,
sorry.
How American of Chris to automatically go to the Patriots owner when everyone knows
everyone's against us.
Yeah. When everyone out there listening to us knows it's automatically Spanos.
Hand job boy was not even my thoughts. So, yeah, I was talking about another.
It is now.
So, you got this coronavirus going on, and there's a lot of shortages, and my wife is a big fan of Clorox wipes.
They're saying that those won't be fully stocked until next year.
Right. So she finally was able to locate. We got a couple tubs, a couple things, whatever you call it. Of course, we finally the pack of 4, but now it's like you couldn't find them for like months, so she got them. So that day, I'm cleaning the counters with the Clorox wipes. She goes, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I go, well, I'm cleaning the counter. She goes, "Why are you using a Clorox wipe? Why don't you just use bleach and a paper towel? Because we have plenty of paper towels." I go,
bleach?
Like
straight up bleach?
Clorox bleach, the spray bleach and a paper towel. I go, well, because she was, so basically she was telling me that the counter wasn't Clorox wipe worthy. She was upset that I was using a Clorox wipe. I'm like going, it's not, hey, Jack, thanks for cleaning the countertops. Why are you using, because she read the same thing too, that it's going to be like 2021 before they become,
I've made my own.
Isn't that crazy?
She tried that once, and it's
like you're putting leeches on your face.
I ordered a bunch of medical supplies from a couple different lab places, and I made my own, essentially my own spray.
Yeah, I'm glad that because I showed you guys when this all started. I usually have same thing like the sheets that I would wipe.
Dude,
when
what the fuck is wrong with Matt?
He is.
Now he's Abe Lincoln.
Now he has no eyelashes.
He's basically become Event Horizon right now.
You go on. I'm just listening along. I'm like a listener.
And
a fan.
And not one of the intelligent ones.
Oh.
You walked into that one. I'm sorry. That was your fault.
Chris, you mentioned Spongeworthy. That was exactly what I was thinking. She is.
Oh yeah.
So
who's Spongeworthy? Oh yeah, right.
And I'm not Clorox worthy.
I almost wrote, that your wife was lame, but didn't want to. I didn't know if you. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us today.
All right.
No, I think.
God, kill a few dolphins, and you're like, oh, I can do it.
I think we have time for a third ad. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but let's go for it. Now we're for our sponsors.
Ad number 7.
Really?
Thanks for joining us on hour 3 of our commercial breaks.
There's really going to be 7 ads in this damn thing.
Really?
No, there's not.
No, I think they said no.
Well, there's probably 2 ad breaks with 3 each or 2 and
is that what it is?
4.
I thought it was 7. She said 7 ads. I don't know.
Do I need to add in a time for a third?
I was told there was no math, Jack.
Exactly.
No math.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
I'm just going to keep Kayla's comment on here.
I used to do the Abe Lincoln when I was in Vegas. I would do that with my my chips.
Right. The pennies. Yeah.
Abe Lincoln impression. Play back. I saw a JFK impression, but it's probably too soon for that one.
Still too soon.
Yeah, I mean, he was really holy. So
I like how Chris immediately goes into the motions there.
He knew that he
back and to the left. I mean,
back.
If you have to summarize the movie JFK by Oliver Stone, that's all you have to say is back and to the left. That's the whole movie.
I did this.
Or shitty Boston accent.
Right, for real.
I did this.
The thing is, they did it again, like in 13 Days, which is a great book and a great movie. They let the crime happen of letting Kevin Costner once again try to do a freaking Massachusetts accent.
He probably thinks in his mind that it sounds like sexy. Like sometimes
that's something like your father would do. It's that fucking bad. I'm like, dude, like what? That's the worst accent I've ever heard.
I'll drive you. I'll drive the car. Is it okay?
I can do a better Boston accent than that guy can. The fuck, kid.
You see where I forgot who. I think Brian posted it. He said, I guess I don't know if it was a joke or not, but Ben Affleck held up a movie for 4 days because
he wouldn't put a Yankees hat.
I don't blame him. I really don't.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't put on a Dodger hat and be like, "Fuck you." No,
that's such a Boston dickbag move to do, and I think it's fucking awesome.
I don't. There's a certain. And people go, I don't get it. I wouldn't put on a Dodger fucking hat.
I don't blame him. I would. Yeah.
Fuck the Dodgers. Fuck the Dodgers.
And for the record, the Red Sox are fucking terrible in this.
Well, you see, we talked
poor
about
excuse for a baseball season.
I mean, it's all weird. I mean, hell, the Cubs have lost one game, and it's the Cubs. I mean, like even the Reds were doing good. It's like, dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria. And of course, the Indiana team.
What?
Indiana has a team?
Does Indiana have a baseball team?
No,
we don't. Not Major League. And you always want to lump me in with baseball some way. Just accept the fact that a piece of me that loves baseball died a long time ago.
What teams do people from Indiana root for? You root for the Reds?
Chicago. A lot of people root for Chicago teams. Some people go Ohio to Cincinnati. Some people go to Cleveland. It's kind of
go to Cleveland.
I don't know.
To be honest, I like Cleveland.
I grew up in western Ohio, so and then
how's your governor doing, by the way, kid?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
About what?
Your governor.
Right now?
Dude's got the Rona.
My governor has the Rona?
He has the Rona.
Ohio or Indiana?
I got the Rona.
It was Indiana, wasn't it? Oh, was it Ohio?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Wait, which one has flight first?
That's right. I was talking about growing up in Ohio. But anyway,
it's the same state.
It's all flat.
Yeah.
You either kind of went to the Reds, either Cleveland, Detroit, or Chicago.
Detroit? How the fuck did you get to Detroit?
It's
a lot of Magnum PI fans.
I'm talking about northwestern Ohio. Ohio is a big state. It's kind of like Pennsylvania, like if somebody's from Eastern.
Ohio's a big state? Come on.
No.
Yeah, it's got
a lot of people.
Bigger than what?
Ohio's a big state?
No, I'm just saying
bigger than Massachusetts.
I mean, it's bigger than Rhode Island.
No, I'm not saying
Connecticut, right?
No, I'm not saying
I think Connecticut might be bigger. No, it's definitely not.
Okay, fuck you guys. You don't know.
It's not as big as Florida.
No, it has quadrants. There's different parts of Ohio, and it's not quite all uniform. And that's what I'm trying to.
You don't describe it by geography, though, do you? Because it's like the flat part of the flat part, or what?
I hear Cleveland.
Well, there is. I mean, it isn't all just flat. Ohio. But
Ohio.
Anyway, you guys are fucking with me. I hate this shit.
So the 50 states, Ohio is now the largest state in the
Union.
Huge.
It's huge. It's bigger than Texas.
Dude, it's got 2 time zones. It's so big.
You guys suck. I was trying to talk about the range. You guys, whatever. And then this guy, he doesn't even listen to what I'm saying. He's so your governor's got. I'm like, what? What governor? I'm in Indiana. You know that.
This guy
over here.
When he tried to have sex with the cow, we got a party, friend.
I thought that was a dolphin.
That's from the movie.
No, that's up here.
Oh,
that's the movie Stripes. Remember?
Yeah.
When your friend tried to make it with the cow, we got a party, dude. You and me together.
So Matt, where does your baseball affiliation officially lie?
Yeah. Where you go?
I have.
He said Chicago. So you got the Sox and the Cubs.
Canada.
when I was a kid, I rooted for the Cubs,
Montreal Expos,
and I also rooted for Detroit. Those are the two teams that I rooted for. And I
Why
was just
Detroit?
trying to talk about how
Why Detroit?
again, Northwestern Ohio
I'm just asking. I'm asking a question because it's just like not everybody's
Northwestern Ohio is close to Detroit.
Yeah, it is. Like you're actually closer to Detroit than what you think.
Closer to Canada than
Well, because Ohio is so big. It's like bigger than Canada, right?
Okay.
It's a very big state.
If you divide Ohio in half, basically, if you're in the southern part, more people tend to go.
In half, it's its own continent.
No, more people tend to go for Cincinnati as opposed to the upper part, which go to Cleveland.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Fuck it. You know, what other states have like?
Hey, can we get a reception?
Two time zones?
Wait. What other states have what? No, hold on. Please answer that. Finish that question. What other states have what, Matt?
I think he was going to say two baseball teams. He dropped out for everybody out there. He couldn't take it.
You mentioned WKRP in Cincinnati. Can we get a producer like they had a receptionist at WKRP?
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, he
Now look, all right, fucking around with me, you know.
No, just ask the question. So, what the other state has what?
Okay, what I was trying to say is that there's not many other states that have multiple teams. That's what I was. There are.
Multiple baseball teams.
Multiple baseball teams. There are, and don't get me wrong. Like I know New York and California,
New York,
Texas, right?
Florida, Texas,
right. So I'm just saying that, like, when it comes to a state and how it's divided for teams, you tend to go one way. It's like the same, and that's why I also mentioned Pennsylvania. I realize Ohio is not as big as Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania too.
But there's a different geography to the state. It's not like Kentucky. Those guys are assholes. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
So to be fair, I have publicly I have publicly denounced my Red Sox fandom that ended years and years ago.
Fair weather fan.
I haven't. No, I'm not a fair weather fan. I'm not. I stopped watching the Red Sox during the season in which we brought on Bobby Valentine as our coach.
Well, that was a mistake. I knew at the time that was a mistake.
And so here's my stance behind that. I got so pissed off at that season that I was like, I can't fucking watch these guys. And since his departure, the Red Sox have won 2 World Series, neither of which did I sit there and watch and say, I'm a huge Red Sox fan. Let's go with my team, blah, blah, blah. I have bowed out of taking any fandom credit even during the 2 World Series they won since him. I have had such a bitter taste in my mouth. Yeah, keep going, guys. Have fun.
I've never renounced my fandomship for the Padres, and they've been to the playoffs 5 times in 50 fucking years. All right.
You never had about Bobby Valentine.
No, Bobby Valentine actually played for the Padres.
Yeah, well, he's a prick.
What are you talking about? The Padres have never had a Bobby Valentine manager. You want to look at the history of the Padres managers?
I don't know. I've never had any interest in knowing the insignificant history of the San Diego.
In their expansion season, Preston Gomez, the manager of the expansion team, Clay Kirby, the kid, had a no-hitter through 8 innings, but he was losing 2-1. They're like 40 games out of first place. He took him out for a pinch hitter, losing 2-1. And the Padres have never, they're the only team in Major League Baseball who has never had a no-hitter, and they call it the curse of Clay Kirby. Why would you take, you're 40 games out of, and he goes, we're here to win.
Well, let's focus more on.
No. Give me a manager that, it's stupid fucking, I mean, we've never had a no-hitter.
We should focus more on Indiana baseball.
Sure, Indiana baseball. No,
if you build it, they still aren't coming.
See, it's never happened. Kevin Costner's a fucking liar. They never came.
Proof. That was in Iowa.
Iowa.
Ah, fuck.
Another great baseball town.
I think it was Chris's point. This is like this geography lesson is almost as good as Wacko's America from Animaniacs.
And then if you're paying attention to what I share on the show,
where's your green screen?
My green screen?
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost at the hour mark. I was gonna reveal it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What?
It's as interesting.
We're
as
only halfway through the podcast, so I don't know why you're.
I should reveal it now.
Reveal what? The grand.
What's your guys'
What?
It only took an hour. Matt did something interesting.
How long did you prepare for that?
He took a screenshot of his background to put up as the green screen.
Nice work, Matt.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you. I am a magician. I will be here all in perpetuity, I guess.
Are you drinking gin or just water?
Yeah,
that's straight gin.
That's gin.
That was straight gin.
That's straight gin.
Get them new boys.
Water's not that clean in Indiana.
Matt says that Cards and Cubs are supposed to play.
I thought it was supposed to be the Yankees and somebody, and then the Yankees backed out. It was going to be the Cards, but I don't think it was the Cubs. But maybe
I would like to visit Field of Dreams. It's still there, so
I would too.
I got to be honest. I'd like to run to the cornfield and see what the fuck happened to the guy. What happened to?
Just don't go backwards, Jack.
It becomes the movie Signs once you get so many feet in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Matt just saved the show.
Well, only for the live show. People listening to the podcast, as I noticed when I listened.
What in the fuck did he just do?
It's an amazing.
He removed his dick and attached it right on air. It was amazing.
I
don't remember that. Maybe in Indiana that happens, but I don't know.
No,
the
Nick
words
did it.
and thoughts expressed by Matt do not reflect those of the Ramblecast.
If two dicks die during the coronavirus, it's okay. Right?
Why is he talking about his dick again?
That damn Matt. It must be from Indiana.
So, since we're in this hour of the podcast,
we've been in this hour of the podcast?
Yeah. Apparently, I feel like
chicken tonight.
I feel the need for some speed.
Well, I mean, we share our lives on this show. It's kind of what we do. A little peek into.
You're talking about dicks falling off. I don't know.
I mean, some might say we force them upon people, but sharing works too.
Are you guys upset that the coronavirus has pushed back the release of Top Gun?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like I'm more upset about Tenet not being released.
Yeah. Fair.
Well,
how about that bullshit about Mulan going right to Disney Plus for $30?
$30 fucking bucks. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
What happened?
So Disney was supposed to release Mulan, the movie, it was originally a cartoon, this summer. And they kept holding on to it, thinking like, oh, once it's over, we'll release it, make money. And then they finally decided, okay, we'll put it on Disney Plus, but not for Plus subscribers. You have to pay $30 to rent it.
What?
On Disney Plus. Of course, they're saying, well, it's not just a rental. You'll have it forever after you pay the $30. It's like, well, who gives a shit? Like, I'm not paying you $30.
That's the whole point of Disney Plus, you douchebags.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have it forever regardless.
Didn't the actress say something stupid?
You have to narrow it down. A lot of actors say a lot of stupid things.
I think the actress from Milan said something stupid before, and it was almost jeopardizing the release or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
I actually haven't cared that much about this movie up until the fact they're going to tell me I have to pay $30 to see it.
Yeah.
Like, granted, so what's the acceptable amount of money that you'd pay to rent a direct-to-streaming movie?
$20.
$10.
20, 10?
It depends on the movie.
Because like 10 is right there at half. Because like in a month it's going to be released on Blu-ray or whatnot, and then you can get it for 20 or 18. So it's like, why would I pay more? Not that a lot of people buy physical media anymore, but it's like it's not going to cost you more than 20 ever. So it's like 10 is like the perfect midway.
I'm with Matt on this one. I think 20 is a good number personally. I mean, I have spent $20 on fucking Trolls movie, which was actually not that bad.
Which one? The music, the rock,
the World Tour one.
World Tour, yeah.
Not a bad movie. It was worth it because my daughter fully enjoyed it.
The first movie?
No.
Is a sequel to it. But the idea of thinking about these are the actors, actresses, the artists, the people with the production crew, the people who make these movies. Like, they're getting fucked right now with like the revenue streams from these movies. So there's a part of me that I actually feel better about spending, say, $20. Spend $20.
I don't feel sorry for the movie industry one bit.
No, not the industry, but the people involved in it. So you have people who work their fucking asses off.
That's true.
You know,
right?
the people that bring the lunches.
Well, yeah, you like people like Cliff, you know, who doesn't get paid much at all. He's a freaking editor. And then I have friends in LA that are 2D, 3D animators, and they get paid nothing. It's ridiculous. Like how much, you know, like actors will get paid multi millions of dollars, and then there's other people that are making like $10 an hour.
But those actors care about people. Stop. They care about people.
Actor, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
They care.
Well, but that's their industry, and Matt makes a great point. Is that they have made these theatrical releases based upon the
other Matt. He's not talking about me.
Definitely not you, Matt Treese.
Like where the hell?
Fuck you, man.
They have to make that money back. So you think about how much it costs to make a movie, and just to break even.
That's not my fault. It costs that much to make a movie.
Okay, but when have you fucking not enjoyed a movie that was cost millions of dollars? I mean, that's a loaded question.
I've also hated
all the movies you love are movies that cost millions of dollars.
That's not true.
No, because I'm an old movie.
There's some independent films that are made for pretty cheap.
My fucking point is, it's expensive as fuck to make a goddamn movie.
Why is it so expensive? Because the actors make too much money.
Yeah.
Can I get a green screen so I can fucking throw a towel in?
No, I hear you, but
now you know what it's like to be mad.
Chris isn't wanted.
No, just to be bullied. To be bullied by Jack.
By me?
Yeah.
I was personally looking forward to the Mulan.
Yeah, that's probably would be pretty good.
Yeah, and
no, but you like I'm joking around, but Chris's point, I've gone to the movies and spent $20-$30 on tickets.
Exactly.
So, easily. Shit, like I told you guys that forever ago. When Cliff and I would go to the Chinese theater, it's $32 for each ticket, and that's per ticket, $32. And then you're spending what, like another $17 on popcorn and a drink. So it's like you're easily spending $50 to go.
Before this whole pandemic thing, Cindy and I went to the Alamo Draft House. I think like 11 times in like a span of like 4 months, and we fucking
heard about it every week.
I know, and it would cost us like $80-$90. You the tickets, and you buy the food, you buy drinks. It was the best way to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Supporting the actors, the directors, the people making the sandwiches, and the people working we give them a good tip, and we support everybody. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
So we have to put Matt into some type of rehab to take him and wean him off of clicking on messages.
Those are his comments. That's what he's doing. That's why he's just getting his tail box turned over every other second. Is because instead of verbalizing what he's thinking, he's just using the comments to say what he's thinking.
Are you trying to say that Matt doesn't have his own voice?
In a way, yes.
At least on this show sometimes.
Well, we speak for Matt a lot of times, so this is his.
That is true. That is true. And you change my words around.
No, we never do that.
And you record what I say.
No.
So
look, we would never do that. Like, just like, you know, you really did want grandma's chocolate chip cookies, just like how Chris loves to beat down old men.
Yeah. You know? I love that thing you posted, Nick, with Chris's son.
Oh, right.
You, Nick?
That was between us. Yeah.
That was
the picture of your picture of your son with the angry face.
And saying, "Here, Dad, let's go beat up some old people," or something like that.
The face you make when you're ready to drop kick some old men.
That's what it was. I thought that was so funny. That was so funny. And Chris not denying it. He's like, "My boy."
He's a true Boston person. Yeah. Look at the rage in that face.
Go kick some old people's ass. Yeah. I'll drive.
So for everyone out there listening, Chris posted a very nice picture of his son with a cute face but full of rage face. What was he doing? Was he farting? What was he doing?
I think he's taking a big dump.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see.
That's a young kid's dump. What are you talking about? That's an old man's dump. I need more prunes.
There we go.
And then Nick sent us a cop. It was so funny.
For everybody that can't see as you're listening to this podcast, we're all looking at Chris's adorable son. So,
Is he almost 2 now?
I think is he locked in prison because he's holding on to bars, right?
Like you're used to the bars, kid. He's happy there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm eating. Yeah, there's something in this
exactly.
cup.
What's in the bottle, kid?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Oh, hey. It was okay, we can't turn it into a meme.
Yeah, I
show.
love that one. I saw that one. Yeah.
I just can't.
I didn't like this one because I didn't see it. Sorry.
I did like it. It was funny. It was hilarious.
Well,
I saw a good meme the other day. I didn't know that. Like, so Ewan McGregor's younger or older brother is a pilot in the Royal Air Force, and his call sign is OB2.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
that's cool.
I
Really?
hear about that. That's cool.
So he doesn't have any money, right? Not like his brother. He goes, yeah, I protect the country, but yeah, you're making all the money.
Oh,
Because-
see, I'm making my way through. Jackson, love this. I'm making my way through Clone Wars.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
I
said
just
it
watched
last
the
week,
episode in which Ahsoka and Obi-Wan and Anakin had to go and free the slaves that were being under bondage from what's Ahsoka's race?
Oh,
Zest.
she is a zest. Is that what you said?
You said Sopa race, right? Sopa.
There's some. You know how many episodes there are where like they just stumble into some village and they have to like free them. It's like
No, but they were actually like they had to fight and like rescue the queen.
Out of alcohol.
oh, okay.
They were gonna try and sell them all to Dooku.
That's
It's actually
similar-
a really good episode.
It's probably like an episode of season 4, probably.
It is.
That's some the poo poo. Is that what you said?
Dooku. Count Dooku.
I mean, admit it. Like, Count Dooku is a lame.
He is.
I mean, that's a lame.
He's no Count Chocula. That's for sure.
I mean, A, Count, why did you think that name would be cool? And 2, Dooku rounds with Poodoo, which already, by your universe standards of Star Wars, Poodoo sounds like shit. Just like Dooku sounds like
And
shit.
at this time, we'd like to offer our 10th commercials. break.
And where were you, George Lucas, when Green Day dropped their Dookie? So there you go.
Yeah, George Lucas.
Try
Yeah,
that.
take
That
that.
actually looks pretty awesome, Matt.
What's up?
You
Oh,
do
yeah.
look very
You look
Emperor-like.
Yeah, you do right now. And then all the stars in your robe. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very.
Matt.
I'm trying to up the ante as far as the special effects.
like your
It-
father.
it
So
does-
I will say, season 4 of Clone Wars thus far has been my favorite season of watching.
Oh, it just keeps getting better and better, dude. It
My
keeps getting
favorite
like it's
season
just a
season
constant better and better.
I would love to do a rant cast of just watching that show with Jack.
the rant cast.
We plan it during the next.
General.
Let's plan that episode for the next hurricane. So
You don't have
Here
internet
comes-
then.
we won't have internet.
The hurricane is going to come right for Raleigh and be.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. So
It's totally a
You
Duckburg.
never know what you're going to get.
Or you can rewrite history. I mean, one of the
It took me like five times watching it before I finally got the box of chocolate thing. I was just saying.
oh, which box of chocolate are you talking about?
Life is like a box of chocolate. You never go. I go. I don't get that. Oh, when you get a box of chocolate, it's like an assortment.
Oh, and he's got the chocolates in his hand the whole time.
In his pants.
You know, I have chocolates in my pants.
That is Forrest Dump, the shittier version. Straight to-
You know,
TPP.
I got stuff in my pants. Shot me in the buttocks.
The government must keep that $1 million.
just wanted
I never
Dr.
saw a
Pepper.
nickel. Yeah.
You
Really
know, I
hope
can
our-
run like the wind.
Really hope our listeners have left by now.
They probably
Jenny!
have. They haven't had a comment in a while.
Jenny! Shut up, Forrest! Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Run! I'm tired of people telling me to run all the time.
Don't fucking tell me what I can't do. Oh, that's the wrong show. Sorry.
Yeah, that's actually a very good debate, though. Like, 94 is probably the best year ever for the Oscars. And Forrest Gump won. But you also have Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption. I can't remember that, but basically every film that's in it's a classic.
Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws.
Jaws was not it. That's not it.
That was Jaws like 7.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Jaws: The Revenge of the Revenge.
Year.
So I've talked about this girl before, my friend that's born in 92, and she's never seen anything. And she actually looked at me dead in the face.
Is your friend named Chris?
No. Chris is not that young. Chris wishes he was that young.
We all do.
These gray hairs also wish.
She looked at me dead in the face. She goes, I watched this movie called Shawshank Redemption the other day. Like, Nick, I know you know a lot about movies. Can you recommend other movies that are like as good as Shawshank Redemption? I'm like, dude, do you know how high that fucking bar is? Like, I was like, there's only a handful of movies that are better than Shawshank. I mean,
Papillon.
Happy Gilmore? What?
No, Papillon.
Yeah.
The original.
Not
Dustin Hoffman, Steve McQueen. You haven't seen it, Chris. Come on.
I've seen it.
You've seen Papillon? Dustin Hoffman. No, that's what I thought. Not the remake.
Come on.
Not the remake that no one saw, but I saw Shawshank in the theater, but it didn't do that well in the theater.
No, it didn't. It completely bombed. Yeah, it's like Willy Wonka, the first one, the 72 or 71 version, and there's like 4 movies like Clue, Mr. Mom, like movies that didn't do well in the theaters, but are considered classics because they were cheap to air on TNT and TBS, and they were rerun so many times.
Slapshot.
Yeah, like Slapshot.
With Paul Newman didn't do well, but it's like a cult classic now because it's a great fucking movie.
Right.
But people see, Sherry said, I've seen the original Papillon. It's an amazing show. Yes, it is an amazing movie. Mm-hmm. It has Dustin Hoffman and Steve McQueen. Come on. Has anyone else seen it? Nick, have you seen it?
If I have, it's been like one time.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I mean, when I think of Dustin Hoffman, especially younger Dustin Hoffman, I think of, of course, The Graduate and Tootsie. Well, that's 80. That's I'm talking about 60s.
Well, I'm saying everyone forgets that Bill Murray's in the movie Tootsie.
Yeah, I forget that too. Yeah. And then what's the one where he's the Indian
Big Man?
Little Big Man. That's the one I think of with Dustin Hoffman. Yeah, Little Big Man. I read that book and then I watched the movie afterwards. But
No, but Papillon's a fantastic movie.
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, whatever, Chris. We're not buying it. We're not buying it.
For everyone out there who's listening, Matt just took a siesta and is now finally rejoining us.
Matt just took a shit.
Hey, Matt, you take a dump. Look at your hair's all frazzled.
He got a little sweat on his brow. Yeah.
Matt goes to the bathroom. He just goes.
Was it a labor shit?
It was just.
I was born in the USA. So much so that you get up and the wax paper stuck your ass.
You blew out your O-ring.
You ever had one of those shits where you got the wax paper, the wax paper stuck to your ass, because you're sweating so much. Because
I like it when I get Chris tickled.
And Matt comes back and goes, I came back for this shit.
Blew out your O-ring.
You guys just hurt me on the inside. I have a good time and I laugh.
Have you seen, Chris? Have you seen the original Longest Yard?
I don't know.
That's a good one.
I have seen most.
The original. What do you mean most? What the fuck, most of it?
You just stop. You stop when they won the game or when they lost the game.
It's one of those movies. Actually, my friend Bill, I used to go over his house growing up as a kid.
Hey, Bill.
Dad would always be watching a bunch of different movies, and The Longest Yard was always on. We've never sat down and watched it with him, but I think that I have walked by that television enough times.
That's probably my favorite.
Most of the movies he was watching was porn. The Longest Yard was the only movie in between.
The Longest Yard was the porn title.
John Holmes is
never watched it. I never was allowed to watch it, but it's so strange.
The Longest Yard?
It's such a good film.
No, a porno called.
Oh, the porno, yeah.
Okay. So you've never
back then, it's just
Jack's like,
you don't watch 70s porn. It's just like flab and hair.
there ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of flab.
Debbie does Dallas.
Oh, you mean on
imagine like your cat, coughing up hairballs all the time.
I was listening. I think it was Joe Rogan was talking about this before. They're talking about what was the
podcast you want to mention?
No, I didn't say his podcast. I said he was.
Oh, okay.
But now that you mentioned, yes, it was on his podcast.
Oh,
but he was talking about they had a discussion about when was it like the cool thing to do for women to maintain themselves differently downstairs, and it all was like enforced by porn. It was by porn.
Yeah.
Because when women started shading themselves in porn, it offered up a much different view, right? And then and that's how they actually changed how they filmed porn.
Yeah.
And that the fact that porn was a number one influencer at the beginning, the onset of it all for women to.
I mean, the first time I looked at a nude magazine was in the late 80s, and that's still pretty much full on Bush,
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to like around 94. And I'm sorry, we're really getting into the weeds here.
That's all right. Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
That.
Nick is on a roll today.
Yeah.
Also in the private chat because he's taking over for Matt.
Yeah. But yeah, like you get around like the mid 90s, and all of a sudden it gets like to more like the triangle and like the Hitler stash, and then like by the time it gets to 2000, it's just straight shade.
Oh wait, the Hitler stash.
Yeah, like the landing strip, or it's just like a little strip, and that was it. Yeah.
Why does it have to be called a Hitler?
I mean, that's what it was. Because that's what it is. This is a little strip right there above the.
So when you go in,
literally the perfect description of it.
So when you go in, it's called the Blitzkrieg. Is that what you?
The Blitzkrieg. It doesn't like anymore. Yeah.
I must take over. Okay.
Yes.
The show is broken.
It is.
I blame Matt for not taking control. He didn't sit down with us and say, "Okay, guys, we got to be a little more responsible and stuff like that."
I did think about that when I listened to last week's show.
No Hitler jokes or anything like that.
And then it moved on. So
I'm gonna go take a dump while you children go on.
You totally shat. There's no way you did.
Your hair was. What was your hair? Your hair was like.
I don't. It's because I'm electric.
I'm electric.
I don't know. I don't know. It's static electricity. It's just, I've got
static electricity. Did you put your fingers in a light socket? What the fuck, man?
Rubbing his ass too much with the toilet paper.
Look, I didn't.
I gotta get that bidet. It's like sandpaper.
We actually did get a bidet.
Fucking best.
Did you get a bidet?
Yeah, no, we've had a bidet since like Corona time. But
Corona time.
It's amazing, and I'm with Chris on it. Like it's a game changer.
So
there are times in which I'm out. There are times in I don't want to take a shit in public because I'm like, oh man, I don't have a bidet. Like I want a bidet. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they have the sinks.
Okay,
I'm with you.
Okay, here's a comparison. All right, you eat peanut butter. Okay, peanut butter goes all over your face, right? You're just eating peanut butter with your hands, right?
How the fuck do you eat peanut butter?
The best way to describe this, Matt, is like.
Fuck you. All right, now the grown-ups are talking. All right, because we have bidets. We're in the bidet club. This is just me, my main man, Chris. All right. So the comparison is, because I can't get a word in edgewise with those two fuckers, it's like eating peanut butter. Peanut butter's all over your mouth, right? And you give somebody a napkin and you're like, here, just wipe all that peanut butter off. There's still peanut butter around your mouth.
All right, I got an even better comparison. You're walking down the street and you are so fortunate to have a bird out of nowhere shit on your hand.
Okay, sure. There we go.
Okay. So would you A, prefer that I hand you a paper towel that you can wipe said bird diarrhea off your hand? Or B, do you want to go and wash your hand you choose, you're going to wash your hand. It's the same thing for your butt.
See, fucker. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, that was Nick's story.
Yeah. That's when I went to India. My friends were telling me, they're like, we think using toilet paper is obtuse because, like, if a bird shits on you, do you just wipe it with paper? No, you wash it off.
Yeah.
And then you kick me out of the chat. So, like, yeah.
Yeah. Way to go, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, at least I shared the story. We were in sync.
At least it was better than the peanut butter analogy. You know, you eat peanut butter, it's all over your fucking face.
Especially the chunky peanut butter. Yeah.
I'm not. It has corn in it.
Or the natural peanut butter, it's all oily.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
As opposed to actually taking a washcloth and wiping it.
Because I've never gotten the whole corn thing. You eat it and it comes back out whole.
Seriously, we're having this conversation. Like we're trying to end this show.
But I want to know the answer.
This is the worst part.
That's what I was gonna say, fucker. Oh, I'm sorry. I should not be bringing the private chat into the real chat conversation. That was a moral miscue, and I apologize.
No, it's
I won't ever do that again.
No one would have picked up on it unless you pointed it out.
Yep, you're right. I did. I own it. Hey, we should fucking wrap this shit up.
Can anyone in the chat explain the corn, how it comes out whole?
No, nobody wants to talk about
It's It's one of life's mysteries. I believe it's on the document that Nick Cage was trying to steal a national treasure.
And I'll tell you what, Jack.
Oh, I'm gonna eat that corn. Okay.
I'm back to the Declaration of Independence.
All right.
If you could answer that, we could probably solve the coronavirus.
Well, let's on that note, because we solved so much. And I was thinking, okay, do we go to an hour today and then do a bonus episode, or do we go a full 2 hours? Do we divide this? Like Jay's like an hour one and done.
That's great.
But Jay's not here.
I was shooting for the hour and a half, so I think we're right on target right now.
Actually, Jay wanted to go for the straight hour last week, and then he kept talking. So
it was Jay contributed to the extension.
I listened to it. It's always Jack. It's always Jack.
Bullshit. Because the worst part was after we stopped recording.
Oh, it was another hour.
We were talking for like another hour. I'm like going.
Oh, absolutely.
Finally, I said, I got to go to bed. I got grandkids I got to watch.
Your grandkids,
which is what I have to do soon. So let's get on.
You have grandkids already? What the
fuck? All right. On that note, we should wrap this show.
Thanks for going to join us in the chat. We really appreciate it.
We do.
I'm not producer this week. So
No. Go ahead, Jack.
Because I couldn't remember all the patrons. Jay had to do it last week.
Yeah, Jay remembered them. Who has not done a podcast in forever? Remembered all of the patrons.
Okay.
Jack, I think Jack got one.
I don't know if I got that many. Matt says, "Keep going. You're getting me through work."
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm not going to get up for fucking work if we keep going. So. Let's go!
Yeah, we got to pull this boat over. You know,
we should.
Hopefully, you enjoyed the last hour and 27 minutes of your job getting paid to listen to us. Congratulations!
As much as we enjoyed listening to you. No, I did have fun this week. I learned some things on the show.
You didn't give me the corn answer, so fuck off.
No, I don't want to talk about the corn. How many? Okay, just for the listeners at home, since
that's going to be a question. You're going to be on Jeopardy someday, Matt.
Why
does corn come out?
I will mute you.
I don't fucking know because there was no.
So
that's not the way Jeopardy works, Jack.
You see that my name on the show tonight is long-suffering Jack fan. This is exactly it. It is. I am a fan of the man that I am cursed to podcast with. It's funny because when Jack and I podcast on the Lost thing, and we're completely different. So we're just normal.
Yeah,
we're just normal people. But we have to wrap this show up, and I can't.
I like you on that show.
I do too. But I have to wrap this show up, and in doing so, you can help us out by going to jayandjack.com/Amazon. Buy all your corn needs, whatever you might want to buy. Hopefully, it's something better than what we have mentioned on the show. What else do we do? Oh yeah, rate and review us on on the iTunes and with the See, I'm a little rusty. It's like it's been a week. What else do we talk about here? You can send us an email at rcadcast@gmail.com.
Great show, kids. 1 in a million.
You're jumping the gun there. I really seriously do think
it happens to a lot of older men.
Of the
sorry.
The commenters. No,
as long
sorry.
as I'm happy, that's all that matters.
Oh, Sherry, I hope you got the screenshot of that right there because Matt's face was fucking priceless.
I'll be quiet the rest of the way.
I feel like the guy in that interview with Trump where I'm just like, all right. Thank you, though, specifically, most importantly, all the patrons that make this show possible, like the terrific Tack from Paris. I don't have fun names. Sorry. How about Tack the Renaissance Man, Eckhart the Green Screen, Electric Ed, Maggie, not anything having to do with corn, that's for sure. Joanne. What else did we talk about? Oh, Joanne, worth more than 2 deaths. What? That doesn't work. Fuck. Shit. Sorry, Joanne. I'm trying to think of everything we talked about. Greg.
Yeah, I think you might just
end it. Yeah, I know. So,
Greg, you're great. There you go.
Greg, you're great. You're the greatest show, kid. You're 1 in a million.
You're 1 in a million. There you go. Nice. There you go. Just a little help from your friend.
All I know.
All
Thank you. Would somebody else like to take over hosting this show other than Jack? Anybody? Any takers?
Guys, he's turning it back out again.